Bhakta Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma. Oh, yeah. Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha. Vanchakalpatirubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha. I think you added. Vaishnava Vanchakalpatirubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shridhara Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jayatam Surato Bangor Mama Mandamate Gati Matsamaswa Parambojo Shirada Madana Mohana Divya Vrindaranya Kapadrumata Shrimarat Nagara Simhastanashto Shri Radha Shri Govinda Devo Preshanivi Sevyamano Swarami Shriman Rasara Sarami Vamshivata Takashitaha Arshanvena Smaya Gopi Gopinath Shri Estuna Jaya Tulasi Devyai Priyai Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Prane Devi Satyavati Namo Namaha Panchatatmatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Page 23. Krishna Hoete. Oh, we do all these. We do these next three all together. Krishna Hoete Chato Mukha Hoya Krishna Sevan Mukha Brahma Hoete Nara Deramahati Narada Hoite Vyasa Madhvaka He Vyasa Dasa Purna Pragna Padmana Bhagavati Nehari Madhava Vamshe Akshobhya Padam Ahamse Shishamboni Hangi Karakore Akshobhyera Sheshya Jaya Tirtaname Parichaya Taradasya Gyana Sindhu Tore Tahoite Doya Nidhi Taradasya Vidya Nidhi Rajendra Hoiro Tahoite Tara Kinkara Jaya Damaname Parichaya Parampara Janabara Mahate Jaya Damadase Shri Purushotam Bhajati Tahoite Brahmanya Tirtha Sohari Vyasa Tirtha Tara Dasa Lakshmi Pati Vyasa Dansa Tahoite Madhavendra Puri Madhavendra Puri Vada Shrisha Vada Shri Yashvada Nityananda Shri Advaita Vibhu Ishvara Puri Kedanya Gauri Ranya Shri Chaitanya Jagaguru Gaura Mahaprabhu Mahaprabhu Shri Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahayanya Rupanuga Janira Jivana Vishwambara Priyankara Shri Swarupa Damodara Shri Goswami Rupa Sanatana Rupa Priya Mahajana Jiva Raghunatha Hana Tara Priya Kavi Krishna Dasa Krishna Dasa Priya Varandarottama Seva Pada Jarapada Vishwanatha Asha Vishwanatha Bhakta Satta Baladeva Jagannatha Tarapriya Shri Bhakti Vinoda Mahabhagavata Vara Shri Gaura Kishora Vara Haribhajan Nitya Jara Mohara Shri Vaishnava Navivara Sadhya Sevya Seva Pada Tarada Ita Dasanama Prabhupada Antaranga Shri Swarupa Rupanuga Shri Keshava Bhakti Pragyana Gauriya Vedanta Veta Maya Varo Tamo Hanta Gauri Rata Brachadama Bracharira Gauravani Bhakti Vedanta Swami Pranira Prabhupada Kama Kesha Priya Mahajana Vamana Narayana Gauravani Tade Pranadana Esabhani Jana Gaurangera Nija Jana Tarera Chiste Morakama Guru Parampara 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 Guru Parampara. Page 36. Vrindavana Vasi Jato Vaishnavera Gahana Pratame Vandana Kori Sabaracharana Nilachala Vasi Jato Mahaprabhu Gana Bhumite Bodhiyavando Sabaracharana Navadvipavasi Jato Mahaprabhu Bhakta Sabaracharana Vando Huyanurata Mahaprabhu Bhakta Jato Godadeshe Stiti Sabaracharana Vando Gauriya Pranati Jai Baise Gaurangera Gana Urvabahu Kari Vando Sabaracharana Hoyachena Hoy Vera Prabhu Jata Dasa Savaracharana Vando Tante Trori Gasha Brahmandatta Rite Shakti Dare Jane Jane Eveda Purane Guna Gaya Jebashune Mahaprabhu Gana Sabha Patita Pavana Tailo Bimui Papilo Inusharana Vandana Korite Mui Kanto Shakti Dori Tamo Puri Doshe Mui Damba patra kori tatapi mukhera bhagya marera udasa dokshakshami moandami kara nija dasa sava vancha siri ho yama banda chunte jagate dulabo prema dana nute mane ravasana puna achirate hoya devaki nandana dasa edo bekoya jayo vaishnav thakur jayo vaishnav thakur jayo vaishnav thakur jayo vaishnava 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 thakur. Page 200. On this one we start with Panchatattva mantra and Shad Goswamis.
Do either of you hear Devikar during the first few kirtans? Did it like 3 days ago?
Yeah.
But even that has such a Bengali touch to it. Either of you, well, if both of you would like to hear that recording and see what you put in.
Okay. What?
The crowd hearing it, how to record it.
You also listen to like Krishna listen to all Krishna.
Yeah. we do that too.
Yeah. Those 3 songs are like one song.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Brinda Vande Rupa Sanatana Bhattara Gunata Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasara Gunata Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedoya Kori Swaparshada Swiyantama Sahavatari Atyanta Dulabha Prema Kori Baridana Shikaya Sharanagati Vakatera Prana Danya Atmani Vedana Gomtripe Varana Avasharakshibe Krishna Vishvasaparana Bhakti Anukula Matra Kayera Svikara Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Vajarangi Kara Sharanga Sharanagati Hui Bejara Tahara Pratana Shune Shinanda Kumara Rupasanatana Pade Dante Trinakori Vakati Vinora Pade Dupada Dori Gandia Gandia Bone Amita Nama Shikaye Sharanagati Karahe Utama Jaya Swaparshada Jaya Gora Hari Jaya Swaparshada Jaya Gora
Chinsitanam.
Oh,
Thank you, Matt.
okay.
Page 54.
Yeah. We don't have to do it, but
You want to lead?
just an idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Great idea.
Jaya Jaya Gadadhar Pandita Gosai Jaya Jaya Gadadhar Pandita Gosai Jar Kripa Bhale Se Chaitanya Gunagai Jaya Kripa Bhale Se Chaitanya Gunagai Heno Se Goranga Chanje Jahara Piriti Heno Se Goranga Chanje Jahara Priti Gadadhar Prananata Jahe Lage Kyati Gadadhar Prananata Gauragata pran prema ke bujite pare Gauragata prana prema Chetravasa Krishna Seva Chara Lagi Chare Chetravasa Krishna Seva Gadaira Gauranga Gaurangera Gadha Gadai Gauranga Shri Rama Janaki Heno Eka Kalevara Shri Rama Janaki Jeno Eka Kalevara Eno Eka Prana Radha Vrindavana Chandra Jeno Eka Prana Radha Vrindavana Chandra Teno Gaura Gadadhar Premera Taranga Teno Gaura Gadadhar Premera Taranga Kahe Shivananda Pahu Charai Jana Ruge Kahe Shivananda Pahu Charai Anga Shamathanu Gauranga Hoya Prema Mage Shamathanu Jaya Jaya Gadadhara Pandita Gosai Jaya Jaya Gadadhara Pandita Gosai Jara Kripa Bale Se Chaitanya Gunagai Jaya Gaur Gadadhar Jaya Gaura Gadadhar Gaura Gadadhar Jaya Gaura Gadadhar Jaya Gaura Gadadhar Jaya Gaura Gadadhar Jaya Gaura Jaya Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram. All glories to Sri Gadadhar Pandit. By the strength of his mercy, one can sing about the qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His love for the moonlight Gauranga is such that Gauranga is celebrated as Gadadhar Prananatha, the Lord of Gadadhar's life. Who can understand the prem of he whose heart is one with Gauranga, for whom he gave up his Chetravas, his vow to forever stay in the holy town of Puri, and his seva to Sri Krishna at Tota Gopinath? Gauranga is Gadadhar's, and Gadadhar is Gauranga's, just as Sri Ram and Janaki, Sita Devi, are one body. Just as Sri Radha and Sri Vrindavan Chandra are one in heart, waves of prem flow between Gaur and Gadadhar. Shivananda says, it is by his anurag, that is Sri Radha's deep attachment, that Sham Tanu, dark complexion Krishna, has now become the golden Sri Gauranga and is begging for that prema. Joy.
Shri Shri Ram.
Santi, should we do Krishna Bhajan now? Okay.
Does anybody know the song? Occasionally they sing in the school. Every day they sing to Ram.
Mm.
Ragupati Raghav?
Yeah, but the whole Astapam, there's an Astapam.
We're working on a Ram Bhajan because we're going to a program on Saturday, and they're having us sing their kirtan. Just Raghupati Raghava. Yeah, but still we're working on how to do it.
This is a very famous Astapam.
You have it, recorded?
I mean, I'm sure that there's probably a line or a I think that's right.
Then we need
Classic.
Recitation.
I don't need it for the screen.
Meantime, you can do Krishna.
Krishna Bhajan.
Page
We gotta do samba.
Why don't you take us on the top of that? There's some that's here. So you can tell them what.
237.
Oh, there's also Dasavatar Stotram.
Oh, yeah, we gotta do that. Yeah, we gotta do that.
That's what I thought. I can improvise, yeah.
We can do that one together. 349.
We're changing the plan a little. 349.
314.
It might be different pages, but it's the same volume.
Yeah, it should be.
Yes. 349.
Dashavatar Stotram.
I don't think so. We had one lens laying
Saraswata.
She probably has the new little one. Oh, it's different?
It starts with Pralaya Payobdi.
Do it all together, yeah.
Pralaya payodi jale dritavana shivedam Vitavahitra charitra makedam Keshavajita mina sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Shiteri Havipulatare Tishtati Tava Prishte Tarani Dharana Kina Chakra Garishte Keshavajita Kurma Sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Vasati Dashana Shikare Dharani Tavalagna Shashani Kalanka Kalevani Magna Keshavajita Sukara Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamalavare Nakamadvuta Shingham Talita Hiranyakasipu Tanubringham Keshavajita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Chalaya Sivikramane Balimadbhutavamana Paranakani Janita Janapavana Keshavajita Vamana Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare Shachiya Rudira Maye Jagadapagata Papam Snapayasi Payasi Shamita Bhavatapam Keshavajita Brigupati Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Isha Hare Vitarasi Dikshurane Digpati Kamaniya Dashamukhamoli Balim Ramaniya Keshavajita Rama Sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare Vahasiva Pushi Vishare Vasanam Jaladabam Alahati Biti Milita Jamunabam Keshavajita Haladara Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Nindasya Yavire Raha Shuti Jatam Sajoya Hijoya Dadita Pashugatam Keshavajita Buddha Sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Nilecha Nivahani Jane Kalayasi Karavalam Jumuketamiva Kim Abhikaralam Keshavajita Kakisharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare Shri Jaya Deva Kaveri Damudi Tamudaram Shrina Shubhadam Sukadam Bhavasaram Keshavajita Dashavida Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Dasavatar Jaya Dasavatar Dasavatar Jaya Dasavatar Jaya Dasavatar Jaya Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Avatar ki jai, Shri Ram ki, Shri Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki. You want the English?
See the hands, you know what they're doing.
In the waters of universal dissolution, you carried the Vedas, just like a boat, without any effort. O Keshav, who has assumed the form of a fish, Matsya. All glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. The earth rests on your expansive back, hardened by the numerous callous formations resulting from that burden. O Keshava, who assumed the form of a tortoise, Korma, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. The earth rests on the tip of your tusk, set there like an infinitesimal spot on the face of the waxing moon. O Keshava, who assumed the form of a boar, Varaha, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. Upon the beautiful lotuses of your hands, your nails with their amazing tips have torn asunder the wasp-like body of Hiranyakasipu. O Keshava, who assumed the form of a man-lion, Nishinga, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. You deceive Bali while taking immense strides. O wonderful dwarf, you purify people by the Ganges water that emanates from your toenails. O Keshava, who assumed the form of a dwarf, Vaman, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. You liberate all the creatures of the world from sin by letting them bathe in the waters of the sacred land of Kurukshetra, which is infused with the blood of unrighteous rulers. O Keshava, who assumed the form of the Lord of Brigu, Parshuram, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe. In the battle of Lanka, you distributed the heads of 10-headed Ravana as the most desired and gratifying sacrificial offering to the presiding demigods of the 10 directions. O Keshava, who assumed the form of Ram, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. On your brilliant white form, you wear garments, the dark blue color of a rain cloud that resembles the hue of the Jamuna River, who came in your presence, apprehensive of the striking of your plow. O Keshava, who assumed the form of the wielder of the plow, Balaram, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. You decry the prescriptions of the Shrutis that pertain to sacrifice, your heart brimming with compassion when you witness animal slaughter. O Keshava, who assumed the form of Buddha, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. At the hour of death for the numerous barbarous hosts, you wield a sword that is terrifying as a forbidding comet. O Keshava, who assumed the form of Kalki, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. Please hear the sincere prayer uttered by the poet Sri Jayadev. It awards happiness and auspiciousness and describes the essence of your incarnations. O Keshava, who assumed 10 forms, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. Should I read the last one that we don't sing? Upon the deliverer of the Vedas, Matsya, the upholder of all the worlds, Kurma, the savior of Mother Earth, Varaha, the slayer of Hiranyakasipu and other demons, Nishinga, the deceiver of Bali, Vaman, the destroyer of Kshatriyas, Parshuram, the conqueror of Ravana, Ram, the wielder of the plow, Balaram, the advocate of compassion, Buddha, and the vanquisher of the barbarians, Kalki. O you who assume these 10 forms, O Krishna, I offer my obeisances. Jai Dasavatar Ki.
Three, 6, 4. Slowly. जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोलो 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 ओ जय जय राधा Ramana Hari Bolo Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bolo Oh Jai Jai Radha Ramana Jai Jai Radha Ramana Jai Jai Radha Ramana Jai Jai Radha Ramana Jai Jai Radha Ramana, Jai Jai Radha Ramana. Oh Jai Jai Radha Ramana, Jai Jai Radha Ramana. Oh Jai Jai Radha, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Onatanagaranavala chelarasiya. Natanagaranavala chelarasiya. Virokano hamero manabasiya. Pyaro kano hamero manabasiya. Kare kalindi kulakilo. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Oh Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Oh Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. All glories to the Lord of Radha, Hari Bol. He is an expert dancer, a clever hero, ever fresh, handsome, and full of ras. My beloved Kana, who dwells in my mind, is playing and joking on the banks of Kalindi. Oh Jai Jai Radha Ramana, Jai Jai Radha Ramana. Oh Jai Jai Radha Ramana, Jai Jai Radha Ramana. Oh Jai Jai Radha Ramana, Jai Jai Radha Ramana. Oh Jai Jai Radha Ramana, Jai Jai Radha Ramana. Oh Jai Jai Radha, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Oh Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Oh Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Oh Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jaya Radha Raman Bihari Radha Raman Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe. Haribo, 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 Nitai go, Haribo. Shri Shri Radha Rama Bihari Ji ki jai, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Shri Ram Navami Mahotsava ki jai, Shri Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. I sent this little text to the group. It's not much.
It's not a fancy one, it's just,
Yeah, Raghupati Raghava.
yeah.
Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram 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 Baja pyare tu Sitaram 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 Baja pyare tu Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram 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 Baja pyare tu Sitaram 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 Jaya Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Jai Jagunandana Jai Siya Ram Jai Siya Ram Jai Jai Siya Ram Janaki Vallabha Jai Siya Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai 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 Jai Siya Ram. Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Lakshman Hanuman. Sita Ram, Sita Ram. Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Lakshman Hanuman. Sita Jai Raghunandana, Jai Siya Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram. Janaki Vallabha Jai Siya Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai 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 Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram. Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ji ki jai.
Band is ready. From yesterday.
Where are you going? Where is that from? Where are you going?
Oh, it's on Saturday. It's at Mohit Prabhu's. South Florida, Kendall. Noon? Saturday.
It's gotta be wrong, right there.
Yeah, they have Sita, Ram, Hanuman, Lakshman, Shutrigna, but it was installed, it's in the Ramanuja line, Sri Sampradaya. Ramchandra Prabhu's book is there. They're doing an annual Sita Ram called Yavan. Ramchandra Prabhu's book it is.
Agyanam timirandasya Gyananjana salakaya Chaksurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Twadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namah Yang Pravrajanta Manupetamapeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahaka Taruvajuhava Putre Ditanmayataya Taravo Benedos Tang Sarvabhutaridayam Munimanatosmi Bhaktya Vihina Aparadalakshe Chiptascha Kamadi Tarangamadye Kripamayi Tvam Sharanam Prapadyam Brinde namaste charanaravinda. Tavoivasmi, najivami tambira, iti vigyai radhe tam nayamam charananti. First, I offer my unlimited obeisances. Can somebody make this louder? Offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev. Nitya Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astotra Sat Shishiman Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudevs. Nitya Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astotra Sat Shishiman Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, to Shri Bhakti began Parati Goswami Maharaj, and to our grandfather gurus, Shri Srimad Bhakti began Keshava Goswami Maharaj and Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, to all of his divine associates and to all the assembled devotees, and to all the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus, who are my Shiksha Gurus, Shri Srimad Bhakti, Vedanta Madhav Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti, Vedanta Ban Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti, Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj, and Shri Vaishesika Prabhu. He was my Diksha Guru back in the 80s. We used to go to out on book distribution together. What did I say? Shiksha. Yes. Okay, so here we are. Where are we? Ayodhya, Dandakaranya, Chitrakoot. All right, so I guess who's speaking today? I heard that yesterday everyone means two people, Atul Krishna Prabhu and Nikunja Prabhu spoke very excellently. So then, since everyone else is left today, we're going to go in chronological order. So who would be first? Raga, of course. Did you listen to the one that I sent you, the website?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It'll go how it goes.
Huh? All right. Right, you could sit here if you like. That's in between us.
I don't want to stop that.
Yeah,
So here.
yeah, that's good. A little more this way.
Okay.
Good.
Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurun militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shamarani Mataram Bande Agnopayadanugrahat Tarit Pavasagarakcha Lavhet Krishna Premadanam. First of all, offering my respectful obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my beloved Diksha Guru Devi, Srimati Shamarani Didi, simultaneously offering my obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my Param Gurudevs, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the entire Rupanuga Guru Varga, and all the assembled devotees. So I will be referencing Srila Gurudev's lecture from Lord Ram's appearance day, April 11th, 2003. So, first of all, as we've heard several times, Dasarata Maharaj had 360 queens, but for so many years he had no sons. And one day he went out into the forest hunting, and he meets with his friend who is also a king. And this friend engages his daughter in serving Maharaj Dasarata. And so she's very beautiful and serves him very nicely. And Maharaj becomes pleased with her service. So he asks his kingly friend, may I have your daughter's hand in marriage? And the king is a little reluctant at first. He's a lot reluctant because his daughter is so precious to him. So he replies, only if you promise that the son of her womb will become the king after you. And so Maharaj Dasarata is thinking, okay, great, I have no sons. If I could have a son by her womb, then this would be excellent. So he laughs, he says, so many queens, no sons. I would be happy for our son to be the next king. So the king arranges the marriage, and they return to Ayodhya. So many years pass, and then the demigods are dealing with some demons. Oh, you're supposed to be speaking on this? This is what I was assigned.
I also have this. I'm just wondering what you're speaking up until.
I'm speaking up until how I'm going to speak about the war pastime with the demigods. And then I'm also speaking on, that's it. I could speak further, but yeah. Okay, so after some time, the demigods are dealing with some demons in the heavenly planets, so they call upon Maharaj Dasarata. And they tell him, oh, you're a very powerful king, and we want you as our commander-in-chief, so will you come fight the demons? And he agrees. He goes to the heavenly planets with Kaikeyi. I don't think I mentioned her name before. That's the daughter who he married. So he goes to the heavenly planets with Kaikeyi as his charioteer. And she's very brave and fierce and powerful. So during one of the battles, the axle of the chariot breaks. And Kaikeyi very fearlessly jumps down from the chariot and takes the chariot with her hands. And Dasarata defeats the demons in the battle. So she's very fierce and strong. And Dasarata becomes very happy and very pleased with her service, saying, you have saved me, let me give you 2 boons. And she replies, no, you're my husband, my duty is to serve you. No need for any boons. But Maharaj Dasarata keeps insisting. And so after a while, she says, okay, I'll take the 2 boons, but I don't want them now, I'll take them later. So let's put them on pause. And you'll hear later from someone else what happens with these 2 boons. So I was also going to speak about the fire yagya, but that was actually covered yesterday. And then I was also requested to speak on this.
Can you say a couple of words about it?
The fire yagya? Sure. So as Atul Prabhu mentioned yesterday, when the king could have no sons, there was one great sage Vaishishta, said that there were no sons in his destiny. And so, but he said you can perform this fire yagya, and by this yagya, you may have some sons. And so they perform the sacrifice, and Agnidev appears in the form, from the fire, he appears in a personal form with the sweet rice, pot of sweet rice in his hands. And he gives it to Maharaj Dasarata and says, give this to your queens. the ones you want to have sons with. So he gives the sweet rice to both Kaikeyi, and he gives half to Kausalya. And each of those queens give half of their sweet rice to Sumitra. And by that sweet rice, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrugna, are born. And Gurudev talks about the significance of this being that when the Lord manifests and he comes down to this earth, it's not through ordinary jivas or ordinary means. It's always some divine arrangement. Gurudev also mentions that Agnidev brought the power of Krishna in the form of Ram and three brothers. So Krishna always being the original, and these divine incarnations being coming from Krishna, actually. And Atul explained nicely too the beauty of each of these forms of Ram, Lakshman, and his brothers. Gurudev's lecture too, he talks about how Ram appears four-handed, holding the conch disc, lotus, and club, and everyone present at his birth is offering prayers because he's so effulgent, so beautiful. That's all I had for that. Can I move on to the next? Did I miss anything?
What?
Can I move on to the verse with the birds?
You can move
Or did I-
backwards.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Hare Krishna, walking back. Yeah, I should have started with this, but it is what it is. So Gurudev mentioned this past time a few days ago, how sage Valmiki he was out in the forest and he saw this this couple of Kronsha birds, and they were actually in the sport of mating. And there's a hunter who pulls his bow and he shoots the male bird. And then the female bird is just like lamenting, crying. And upon seeing this, Valmiki becomes filled with such compassion. It's such a sinful activity to be killing an animal while they're engaged in mating. It's against nature. And so out of his compassion and seeing this act, he recites this verse. And he says, Manishara pratistam tvam agama sasvati samaha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yat kroncha mitunad ekam avadika mamohitam. O hunter, may you never attain a fixed position for enjoyment for unlimited years to come, for you have killed one of the Kronsha bird couple that was absorbed in the sport of mating. And
It wasn't a verse that he recited.
well, yeah,
He was just speaking.
that's what I meant. I recited the verse. He spoke it. So he spoke this, and after speaking this, he's thinking to himself, what has just come out of my mouth in this lamentation? And he ponders a little bit, and then he tells his disciple that, let this utterance that's come from my mouth, this is a shloka and nothing else. And it's also explained that the way that he sings this verse, or not sings this verse, the way these words come out of his mouth, I don't know how the proper way to say that is. It's in this Anupastam meter, and it's a very special meter, which later the whole Ramayan will be chanted or recited in this meter. And so in this way, it's kind of like a prelude of what's to come with Valmiki reciting the Ramayan. And it's also stated that it was by Lord Brahma's mercy that this meter came through him. But I don't know the deeper significance of that. It doesn't really go into it in the purport. But the purport also does state that on the surface level, there is this understanding that, okay, he's cursing this person for killing the bird. And then on a deeper level, Nishada can also mean residence, and Ma can refer to Lakshmi. So a deeper meaning of this verse could be, O residents of the goddess of fortune. And the remaining words of the first line saying, may you attain glory for an unlimited number of years, for all time. And then later on, too, in the verse, talking about actually glorifying Lord Ram, saying, for you killed that one member of the Rakshasa couple who was overcome by lust. And the implication is, by killing Ravan, you've protected the three worlds. May you be victorious for all time. So on the surface level, there is this curse that Valmiki is giving because of the sinful activity which he sees. And then on a deeper level, he's also creating this prelude to the Ramayana and also glorifying Lord Ram. So, yeah. Did I miss anything?
Well, you're doing all the pre-Ram's birth, right?
This is all that I have.
Right. Do you know the history of Vedavati?
Mm-mm.
Is anybody? Okay, in her previous life, Sita was a goddess named Vedavati, and she was meditating and doing austerities. And Ravana came to her and took her hair, desiring to engage in amorous activities with her. And so with her hand, she went like that and chopped off the hair that he touched. And she said, now I cannot be in this body anymore because it's contaminated by your touch. So then she was able to immolate her body and, burn up in it. And he said, in my next life, I'm going to come back to destroy you. And then that was Sita. So really, when you just said that that Valmiki is praying to the goddess of fortune, so Sita is really the goddess of fortune for Ram and the whole Ramayana. Sometimes Gurudev says, she is the heroine, not that he's the hero of Ramayana. She's the heroine. And who else is the heroine? Kaikeyi. Huh? Nobody has that as their pastime. Okay. All right, good. Excellent. Thank you. That was really good. Very well spoken, clear.
It's only because I copied Gurudev. So that's...
Well, that's the disciplic succession, isn't it? So what comes next in the history? Are you next?
I don't know, it might be.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about, how the balloons transpire.
How what?
How the balloons transpire, and how. So I think I'm next.
So now Sarada Devi Dasi will speak. You want to move this way more? Because. All right. Okay, then they're right at your head.
Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Melitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Attempting to offer my whole heart and humble obeisances to the dust of the lotus feet of my worshipful Diksha Guru Devi, Srimati Shamarani Didi, and similarly to my Param Guru Devs, Nichilela Pravishta Om Vishnu Padastotara Sat Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and to Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Okay. So We heard some of the backstory from Raga on how.
But on Instagram, they see nobody.
Okay. We heard from Raga a bit about how Kaikeyi was given these boons by Dasarath after serving him so nicely in battle. And I'm going to speak on how those transpire and come manifest. But we'll start by speaking about how Lord Ram, Lakshman, and Bharat and Satrugna are at a marriageable age, and they were invited by Janak Maharaj to Janakpuri, and they were going to try for Sita's hand in marriage. With Vishwamitra's order, he asked Ram to try to string Lord Shiva's bow. So many great kings and personalities were trying to string this bow, and they weren't able to. But Lord Ram easily picks it up, strings it, and the bow actually breaks, and is at once married to Sita. And when they returned back to Ayodhya,
Well, why did he give that kind of challenge?
nobody else would be able to do it
Right,
except
one person.
for the Lord himself. What? Sita? How?
Well, once her father saw her playing with her friends, and they had to clean around where the bow was. And so she easily picked up the bow, which 50 men couldn't lift together. She easily lifted and put it away so that she could find her ball or something when they were playing. And so he said, this is incredible. She's not an ordinary human being. So the only person I'll marry her to is the one who can do this.
Okay.
Even Ravana came in the middle of the night, disguised as someone else, and he completely failed.
Okay. So when they returned back to Ayodhya, Dasarath is expressing that he's getting old and wants to appoint a new king, and he wants to have Ram become king. He has an assembly, and everybody in the assembly also agrees that he would be a great king. Let's do it. And they say, let's not waste any time. We need to do it immediately. Tomorrow is a very auspicious day. The astrology is good. And they have a sense of urgency to do it.
Why else is it an auspicious day?
I don't know.
It's Rama's birthday.
Oh.
He
It's
was
today.
born today. He was going to get coronated today. He went for exile today, and he returned today.
Oh.
Hey.
Wow. So then...
And he got coronated today.
So many things. So then, meanwhile, Mantra is a maidservant of Kaikeyi. She comes to visit her and warns her that your husband is about to make Ram king when he actually agreed initially to make your son king. And you're going to become a maidservant to his other wives. You're going to become subservient, and you should actually use your boons that you have to make your son the king. And you should send Ram away. Because if Lord Ram is around, then everybody loves him so much they actually won't really want to accept Bharat as king. But initially, Kaikeyi is kind of happy to hear that Lord Ram is going to become king, but Mantra is able to kind of convince her otherwise. So Kaikeyi goes to Dasarath and asks to use her boons. The first to make her son king.
Well, all throughout her life with Ram, she loved Ram more than Bharat. So how can some hunchback old lady convince her? Because she was, as you said, she was overjoyed. And she even gave her golden necklace, diamond necklace, to Mantra to celebrate. So how is it?
I don't know.
Did anybody tell that? It was Ram's desire. How do you know?
When he was young, he asked her.
How young?
When he was very young.
About 5, very young. Then what? So he was young.
He was in her lap, and he said, I want you to, in the future, use these boons to make Bharat king, and then exile me to the forest.
So what'd she say?
She said, I'll do it for you.
No.
She laughed,
She said, no, no way am I going to do that. She fainted, fell to the ground. How can I possibly do that? And Ram said, you have to do it because I have a mission in the world. Unless I'm out of the kingdom, I'm not going to be able to paritranaya sadhana. Vinasaya duskritam. I'm coming to the world to kill the demons and protect the devotees. And the biggest, thorn in the side of the world is Ravana. So how am I going to do that if I'm living comfortably in the palace? So then she convinced him, unwillingly. Yeah.
And when Dasarath hears that she wants to use her boons in this way, he becomes very faint and weak and begins weeping because it's really not what he wants to do. But Lord Ram very humbly and happily agrees to accept the results of these boons and immediately leave. But Sita and Lakshman beg to join him, and he agrees to let them, and they take the dress of renounced people and they go to Chitrakoot. And very soon after, Dasarath Maharaj, he leaves his body in separation from Lord Ram.
What was he saying?
He was calling out his name, and
Yeah, Ram, Ram, Ra.
and then that's it. And then Bharat is called by Vashishta to come, and when he comes, he sees all of these people weeping. His mother is in white, and he hears about the boons, and he's initially very upset. And
Where was he? Why wasn't he there when the whole thing happened?
I don't know.
He would have definitely told his father not to listen.
I don't know.
That it was a disgrace to be controlled by a woman like that. So, where was he?
I don't know.
He was at his maternal uncle's house.
Oh, I remember.
It was a desire of Lord Ram that he be away, because none of this would have happened.
If he was there. And when he hears about this, he's speaking to his mother, Kaikeyi, and he says, you are still the queen, but you are not my mother anymore, because he's so hurt by what she's done.
You know what he called her? A Rakshasi. He said, by killing a bona fide noble king, you're killing a whole dynasty, because he was the well-wisher and protector.
So they all want to go to Chitrakoot to get Lord Ram to come back, also to perform his father's Shraddha ceremony. And Kaikeyi speaks to him, and she says that she wants to take back all of her boons, and they're all pleading and requesting him to come back to Ayodhya. So he comes back and performs his father's rituals, and after that, there's a large council that forms, and headed by Vaishishta Rishi and Janak Maharaj. And Janak Maharaj is assigned to kind of mediate the council because Vaishishta, he's biased. He's on the side of Bharat. He wants Lord Ram to be king, and he wants somebody, I guess, more neutral to be in charge. And
What else was Janak Maharaj's qualification? He was the eldest, so
Okay.
everyone would respect him.
Okay.
Bharat, Ram, everybody.
Yeah, they agree by saying yes. We see him as our father and our guru also. So they agree to listen to whatever Janak Maharaj said and decided. So Bharat gives his plea, and after Janak, he hears him and he prays to his guru, Lord Shiva, for guidance and how to guide the assembly. And Janak Maharaj uses this as an opportunity to teach Bharat about pure bhakti. And Gurudev speaks on how this pastime is about Anyabilasita Sunyam. So how being one pointed in our bhakti, free from karma and gyan, we're like situated in pure bhakti, but according to Krishna's desires, not our own. So it's Bharat technically wins. He agrees, you're winning.
Everybody applauded.
Yeah, everyone's very happy.
Won.
Yeah, everyone's so excited. Lord Ram's coming back, but Gurudev says that it's really beautiful. He says that Bharat's love for Lord Ram is deep like the ocean. And Ram's dharma is like the Himalayas. It's very unmovable and powerful. But Lord Ram can sink under that ocean of affection and be controlled by it. And Janak instructs that prem has its own laws and nobody can control it. And if one has prem, he only considers the desire of that object of affection, not their own. So it's Gurudev says that Bharat should really consider like what is pure Uttam Bhakti, not just this, not his own, like bringing Lord Ram back for his own pleasure, even though it is pure love. And Janak tells him that even though you're happy and you're getting what you want, you should consider what Lord Ram wants because his happiness is ultimate. And what's the most pleasing to him. And he thanked Janak for this instruction. So then he goes to Lord Ram and asks him how to make him most happy. And they agree that Lord Ram accepts the position as king, but he still wants to remain in exile. And Bharat will be his representative for that 14 years that he's away. And Bharat takes the Lord's sandals on his head and goes back to Ayodhya. And when he returns back to Ayodhya, he sees that it's completely lost its splendor. It's very quiet and drab. The animals are sad and not eating. It's said that the radiance was gone like when the blue clouds cover the sun. And it's silent. And in the Ramayana, it said it's like a necklace without its jewels, just like an empty necklace. And when he gets there, he coronates and installs these sandals as Lord Ram, as his lotus feet. And he knows that he's subordinate to these sandals and offers everything to them and worships them and gives all credit to the sandals while he's taking post as king. And that's what I have.
Very good. I have a question, though.
Yes.
Now, at this meeting, Kai, you said it.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I take back the boons.
Mm-hmm.
So why didn't Ram say, okay, you took them back, so now I'll go back?
My guess?
How did Ram get around that?
How did he get around it?
Because she was the one who sent him away.
Right.
She said, if I send him away, that I could, what's the word? Revoke it. I can revoke that.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is just that he wanted to continue it so that the pastimes of Sita being taken and everything happens.
But what excuse did he give?
I don't know.
Okay, so he said, well, two people sent me away, you and my father. My father's not here to revoke his half, so I can't do it.
So is that why he kind of accepted half? Like he still became king, but then was away for half of it? Like he stayed away in
I
exile, but
understand.
still accepted king? Is it like,
You could say
it's
that.
kind of half. Okay. That's it.
No, you talked about Kaikei.
Yes.
So later, when Ram got back to Ayodhya after 14 years, he said, Bharat, I want one favor from you. So he said, why is he asking me for a favor? I'm already giving my life to him. What could it be that he's asking for? And then he guessed, and he said, I'll do anything for you, but I won't call Kaikei mother. And so Ram was so happy he embraced him. What a surrendered soul.
Well,
That-
he refused to call Kaikeyi mother in the end, or he was able to change Bharat's mind?
Well, here in this,
He did it once.
yeah, he did it once. They found this,
Well, but after a lot of objection.
yeah,
You have it? You want to read it?
sure. Someone asked where David is.
We need a mic for you.
But what did Lord Rama ask of Bharat to call Kaikeyi mother?
Yeah, because Kaikei went to Ram, and she said, I did all this for Bharat, and now he won't call me mother. He's rejected me as his mother. Please order him to call me mother. Vasanti?
So in Houston, somebody asked her, Dave, this question that you said that he did call her mother when he had said, I'll never call you mother again. So Gurudev says, when Lord Ramachandra returned from exile, he first went to Kaikeyi's house. When he arrived there, he asked, where's Bart? Up until now, Bart was with me, so where's he gone? Someone said that Bart did not want to see the face of his mother, Maharani Kaikeyi. He had broken his relation from Kaikeyi and determined, I am not your son and you are not my mother. I will only call you Maharani Kaikeyi. All the subjects of Ayodhya used to go to Bart and Nandagram, that's where he was living, and seek advice. So one day Kaikeyi went to him and said, you are my son, so I want you to keep me here with you in Nandagram. I cannot remain in the king's palace. So many serpents and scorpions representing problems caused by the influence of time, are biting me, so I cannot remain there. Bart replied, this is very good for you. This is your atonement, and by this you will be purified. Jai. There is no other way. It is better, Kaikeyi Maharani, that you return to the palace. Lord Ramachandra then called for Bart because it was by the will of Ram that the relationship between Bart and Kaikeyi was cut. When Bart arrived, Lord Ramachandra offered obeisances to Mother Kaikeyi, and then he told Bart to offer her obeisances and call her mother. Bart then offered obeisances to Kaikeyi and addressed her, my dear mother. And then Kaikeyi began to weep out of happiness. Lord Ramachandra's heart also melted, and the hearts of all the people present also melted.
Good. So, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, so Bart was so greatly surrendered soul that in the beginning, even when Ram ordered him, he said, I'll do anything, but I'm not going to do that. And so, but there's somebody in the Ramayana who's the most surrendered, most glorious. More than Bharat. Who?
Hanuman,
No.
Lakshman.
Sita.
Kaikeyi, of course. Who said Kaikeyi? Because she's willing to be hated by the universe. No one will name their child Kaikeyi. Okay. So, very good, Ruchigo. Very, very good.
Hey.
And I know I was giving you a hard time.
No, it's this funny thing happens when I'm writing out my notes. I'm like,
Very well done. So what else happened before Ram was born? Who's speaking on what else happened before Ram was born? No, it wasn't before Ram was born. It was after Ram was born. That would be Sumukhi. Let's go. Where is Ram now? He's in... Huh? He's in exile. He's in Dandakaranya forest. Yeah, go ahead. She's nervous. But I know you're going to do well.
Om Agyan, thank you. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militamyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I, first of all, paying my loving, respectful obeisances to my Gurudev, Shri Parabhaktivedanta Madha Goswami Maharaj, and to my Shiksha Gurudevi, Srimati Shamarani Didi, and to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis present here. So I was asked to, given the opportunity to speak on this pastime of Sita and Ram having a conversation or discussion in Modadruma Dweep when they were in exile. And it's really interesting. So while they were in exile for 14 years, they traveled all around India. And in this pastime, they arrive at Navadvip, and it is explained that that Modadruma Dweep is not different from Ayodhya, or Ayodhya is within Mamagachi or Modadruma Dweep. So they arrived at this place, and Ram is looking very beautiful. His skin is as dark as freshly sprouted durva grass, and his eyes are like lotuses, and his hair is beautifully matted, and he's standing next to this...
I'd like to see some eyes.
Okay. This beautiful banyan tree, and he's smiling gently, and he's relishing the beauty of Navadvip. And so Sita asks him, "Oh, why are you smiling, like this?" And he explains that it's okay. Sorry. So that he's about to explain to her the most confidential pastimes of this place. And so he explains that, he says, in the blessed Kali Yuga, I will come as in a golden form, as Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And so then he basically explains his incarnation, why he will come, and then what his pastimes will be. So and then so he goes on to explain that he will perform pastimes as Nimai and as Gauranga in Nadia, as a scholar, and
and also teaching the glories of the holy name. And then he goes on to explain that he will take sannyas, and he will leave his mother and his wife, Vishnupriya, and go on to take sannyas. And so Sita asks him, well, why would you do that? Why would you cause your mother and your wife?
Well, he also told her that she was going to be Vishnupriya, didn't he?
Right.
Otherwise, she's just another woman. Why would Sita care?
Mm-hmm. But, so yeah, exactly. So, but I think he explains that after. Why would you make your mother and your wife cry so piteously? You know, what happiness will you gain from this? And Ram, knowing that Sita knows everything, says that even though she knows this, she is asking for the benefit and the instruction of all living entities. So he goes on to explain how it is actually by the Lord's mercy that his devotees are able to be put in this separation, in this vipralambaras, in this mood of separation, to increase their love for him, and to increase the moods of love. So he explains that there are two ways to experience love in loving relationship with the Lord, is in Sambhog and Vipralamba. And so Sambhog is Sambhog is the mood of meeting, or meeting with the Lord, and the Vipralambaras is when one
We're
is
not talking about the Lord here. We're talking about Radha and Krishna. We're talking about Sita Ram. We're talking about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Vishnupriya. So in that kind of love, amorous love, there's two things. And one is not complete without the other. Now continue.
So he explains that his devotees, they know that the distress that arises from the separation is actually the most exalted bliss. And they derive millions of times more ecstasy from the separation, also knowing that the meeting after will be even greater and greater. So
They may not know it, but it is.
right.
They're not thinking, I'm feeling separation, but then we're going to meet and it'll be better. They're just lost in the separation feelings. And then there's a meeting within separation. Right?
Yeah.
Like you're feeling separation from your Gurudev now, right? To an extent. And then you think about him. And then he's present with you. Right? Okay. So that's billions of times more in relation to Radha and Krishna, Sita Ram, Mahaprabhu and Vishnupriya. Go on.
Thank you. So in that vein, Lord Ram, so interesting how he, like Sharada was saying, like he kind of tells Sita what is going to happen in the future in this Leela even. Like he explains that even in the future when he vanishes her to, he sends her to the ashram of Valmiki Rishi, he will make a golden deity of her and worship her. And in turn, that in separation from him as Vishnupriya, she will make a deity of Mahaprabhu, a beautiful golden deity, and she will worship him.
And they'll talk together.
So, so Srila Gurudev explains, that, yes, I have questions because Srila Gurudev explains that the separation pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are even more intense than the pastimes in Vrindavan. So the pastimes happen eternally in Vrindavan of Sambhog, but Ram, Krishna, and Gauranga Mahaprabhu come to this to do their pastimes and to create like pastimes of separation. So then,
Where is that?
in what lecture?
You have your notes, you have your book.
Yeah, it's here.
Where does that sit?
Srila Gurudev said it
Prove it.
in a lecture.
Hmm?
Oh.
Krishna doesn't leave Radharani and go to Dwarka and go to Mathura.
Yes. But he specifically mentioned that they come to have these pastimes of separation.
Who?
Krishna, Ram, and
Well, Krishna
Mahaprabhu.
too, that's in Vrindavan.
Yes.
You said it's...
But like in the eternal pastimes of Krishna with Radharani. Sorry, I don't know, that's what he said. But
Maybe tonight you could bring it.
okay.
Right.
So, yeah, he explains, so why does this happen? Why do they do this? And he says that without this mood of separation, or we need it in order to, because by thinking, hearing, and speaking about these pastimes of separation, one gradually attains bhakti ras, or pure devotion, and enters eternally into the pastimes of the Lord. So, yeah. That's it, I think.
Okay, good. You brought out a lot of important points in the pastimes of separation, of why Ram and Sita have to be separated, and why Vishnu Priya and Mahaprabhu have to be separated. It nourishes the meeting. And they have meeting in separation and separation in meeting. And then the meeting after the separation is more happy than the meeting was before the separation. Okay, good. A lot of good points. Thank you. She studied from yesterday till today, till this minute without stop.
When Ram smiled and said that I'll come as Mahaprabhu and you'll be Vishnu Priya, and then I'll take sannyas and leave you. You'll have a deity of me.
Right. She said that.
And then did she say about Ram having a deity of Sita?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You see, you said so many good things. Where'd she go? Oh, you said so many good things. All right, so who's next? It's Ekadasi, so there's no breakfast, so we can keep going. Yes? Oh, Dandakaran, you're good.
Namo Vishnu Pada Radhika Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayati Nami Shri Krishna Lilakatane Sudaksham Audara Madhura Gunesche Yuktam Varam Varenyam Purusham Ahantam Narayanatam Shirasana Mami Trinadinam Bhakta Shinomanipcha Shri Krishna Padabjaritaika Hridi Chaitanya Lilamita Sara Saram Narayanantam Satatam Prapadye. I offer my most humble obeisances into dust.
You speak louder.
I offer my most humble obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my Guru Pada Padma, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, and the same most humble obeisances to Shrimati Shamarani Devi Gurumata, Srila Bhakti Vigyambharati Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Goswami Maharaj, to all Guru Parampara and all assembled devotees. And one more verse. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande shri gurum dinatarinam. It is said that by the mercy of Gurudev, even the person who is disabled regarding speaking can say many verses, and lame person can cross the mountains. So it's a little encouragement for myself. So she Sitaram Lakshman came to Dandakaranya forest. They were living very austere. They didn't have any regular cloth. They were dressed in some cloth made of the bark. And their eating was austere. Lakshman even didn't eat at all, as far as I remember. And he was the example of perfect brahmachari. He never looked at Sita Devi above her feet. So they lived in the forest for 14 years. During that time, they met 64,000 yogis who were so much attracted to Sri Ram, and they actually had a desire of awakening of Madhurya Ras, but they were in male bodies and they couldn't fulfill their desires. And Sri Ram said to them, when I appear again as Krishna, you will take birth from the wombs of the gopis, and then you will participate with me in rasa dance, and all your desires will be fulfilled. So, while they're living, the harmony was present in the whole forest. The trees, the plants, the creepers, the animals, everyone was so blissful and happy due to the presence of Shri Sitaram Lakshman. Those rumors, so to say, came to Lanka as well. And Ravana's sister Shurpanaka heard about some prince, Ram, who was very handsome, and she was already famous as a man-eater in every sense, since she was a Rakshasi, and she wanted to see what is actually going on in Dandakaranya forest. So she came one day to the cottage of Shri Sitaram Lakshman, and she actually presented herself, she transformed herself into one very beautiful lady. And she saw Ram, she approached to him and she said, "Oh, you're so pretty, you're so handsome. I want to be with you. I want to be your wife. Please accept me as my husband." And Shri Ram said, "Well, you go to Lakshman. You go to him because I already have my wife Sita, and he is alone. You can marry him. And Shurpanaka looked at Lakshmana, oh, he is also handsome. She approached to him. And Lakshmana at that point said, what do you want? Do you want to be a queen or a maidservant? Shurpanaka said, a queen, of course. So, I'm just a servant of Ram. He is the king. You should come to him. So she again came to Ram. But Ram again sent her to Lakshman. And that was going on for a while until Shurpanaka lost her nerves a lot. And she at one point concluded that actually Sita is the main obstacle of her happiness with Ram. So she attacked her. She wanted to kill her and eat her. At that point, Lakshman jumped and cut off Shurpanaka's nose and ears. She was crying, she was screaming, and she ran away. At this point, we can say that it was special mercy of Sri Ramchandra, because Shurpanaka actually, although she was a Rakshasi, so conditioned form of life, she actually devoted herself to Ram. And in such a way, by this pastime, Sri Ram made it sure that nobody else will touch Shurpanaka. The next life of Shurpanaka was Kubja. And Kubja was hunchback, yeah, like this. So she was crippled, and nobody wanted to be with her at all, until Krishna came to Mathura and made her straight and beautiful and everything. So it was special mercy of him. Back to Ramayana. Then Shurpanaka came to her brother and her other brothers and told everything what happened. Kar, Dushan, and Trishira, those three Rakshasas, they were very angry about the whole thing, and they said, all right, we will punish them all right now. They came to Dandakaranya forest, and they had darshan of Shri Sitaram Lakshman, and they were so much amazed upon their transcendental beauty. They just couldn't release all of their weapons to them. What happened then? They changed their minds, and they sent messengers to Sri Ram and said, you just give Sita, and we will leave you alone. Sri Ram answered, there is no way for me to abandon Sita, so there is nothing, there is no deal with you, no any kind of deal with you. On those words, the Rakshasas were very much enraged, and they summoned a big army and attacked Sri Ram and Lakshman in the Nakarana forest. So there was a big battle going on, and it is said in Ramayana and Ram Chalisa Manasa by Tulsi Das that actually Sri Ram was looking at all that army just like the lion is observing the horde of elephants, because he is not afraid of them. So Ram and Shri Lakshman just killed all the Rakshasas that were attacking. Some were running away. And those three brothers of Shurpanaka, Kar, Dushan, and Trishira, were also killed by different weapons of Shri Ram. When that happened, Shurpanaka came to Ravan to ask him for help. Meanwhile, Shri Ram came to Sita and said, now you please hide yourself. You go to Agni Dev's abode, because now I want to fulfill my Paritranaya Sadhanam Vinashaya Dushkritam mission. And Sita went, Shri Ram called Agni Dev to manifest. He manifested there, and he took Sita with him. Somebody may ask, why particularly Agni Dev? So Shri Agni Dev had personal reasons why he wanted to help. It was actually that Ravana was so powerful and so talented in all kinds of arts. It is said that he was reciting shlokas in perfect way, with perfect meter, that all demigods were amazed when he chanted the mantras. So, at one point, Ravan was doing Agnihotra, yagya related to Agni Dev. So, Agni and his wife Svaha were so enchanted by his reciting that they personally manifested in front of Ravan to give him some boon. But Ravan, although he was very knowledgeable, he was just Rakshas. So he saw Swaha, Agni's wife, he just took her in front of Agni and kidnapped her, brought her to Lanka. So Agni Dev was very eager to help Shri Ram and to also liberate his own wife Svaha. Then, what happened? There is one of those points that I beg for apologize, because Ram in South India with Brahmin, I couldn't find that.
What?
Ram in South India.
Oh, that's in the Chaitanya Charitamrita.
I tried to find, I couldn't find.
Can you find that on your phone?
Yeah.
That when he was in South India, you can look up Korma.
What's a korma?
Korma Purana. And he was invited by this Brahmana to have lunch, but then when he got there was no lunch. The Brahmana was just lamenting. He'll find it. You can continue.
And this point, you found?
We need more mics. You can go on.
At this point, during their exile, Ravan personally heard everything, what happened, and he said, all right, is she that pretty? Shurpanaka said, yeah, she is the prettiest woman I ever saw, I have ever seen in the world. So, if it's just that pretty, she should be mine. He came to Dandakaranya forest and he transformed himself and dressed into sannyasi. What sannyasi? Tridandi sannyasi. Srila Gurudev mentions that point because he wanted to explain that Tridanda sannyas is nothing new, nothing invented. It was a status respected since time immemorial. So, Ravan, to convince Sita about his bona fide appearance, he dressed as Tridandi sannyasi, and he was approaching to to the cottage. But before that, he went to his uncle Marichi Rakshas, who was living at the coast, and he said to him, "You will do favor for me, to me. You will transform into a golden deer, and you will try to attract Ram and Lakshman and to bring them far away from the cottage so I can kidnap Sita." And Marichi said, "It's not good to do those things. It's not good, Ravan, to kidnap someone's wife. And you know who Rama is?" And Ravan said, "You should obey, as I said, and you can choose who will kill you. I will kill you if you don't do it, and Rama will kill you anyway if you do it." So Marichi was very intelligent, smart, and he didn't think for long. He understood, if I got killed by Ravan, I will go to hell. And if I get killed by Ram, I will be liberated. So let me die, because that is coming for me anyway. And he agreed, and he came near the cottage and started to roam around it. At one point, Sita Devi saw the golden deer, and he said to Ram, "Oh, my Lord, Prabhu, please bring that deer to me. If you bring him alive, I can bring it to Kaikeyi or Bharat." After all these exiles and everything, she was still thinking about the welfare of Kaikeyi and Bharat. "And if you bring him dead, I will use it as a deer skin, as a mat." And Shriram said, "Yeah, sure. Why not? I will just do it." Lakshman said, "Prabhu, I sense some dangers. It's not good. Don't go there. Something odd is going on. Don't go there. It can be something that we don't know." And Shriram said, "I must fulfill the desire of Sita Devi. Because it's known when a woman decides to do something, nobody and nothing can change her mind. I want to fulfill her desire." And he came, he took his bow and arrows, and said to Lakshman, "You stay here and take care about Sita." So Shriram went after the deer. Sorry for my Tarzan speech. I try to, it's not mother tongue, but yeah. Because sometimes Serbian words coming and the fast translation is going on. Yeah. And Lakshman was staying with Sita, and meanwhile Ram caught the glance of Marichi. So as soon as he prepared the arrow, Marichi disappeared. From one place, another, third, fourth place. And Shriram said, "Oh yeah, this is some mystical thing. All right." And he took special arrow. He raised the bow. He released the arrow. It struck Marichi. And as Ramayan says, he fell down, and first he said, according to the deal with Ravan, he called Lakshman with Ram's voice. Lakshman, oh Lakshman, help. And then, according to his own desire, he chanted Ram, 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 because he wanted to be liberated. So he left the body. Meanwhile, Sita and Lakshman heard that. And Sita said, Lakshman, Ram is in some danger. Please come, go help him. Lakshman said, no way, Sita, that my mother, that he is in any danger. He is Antaryami. He is all-pervading. Who can harm him? But, as we know, it was not anymore Sita Devi, it was manifestation of Yogamaya Sita. And she said to Lakshman, oh, I know what you're gonna do. You want actually Ram to be dead and to take me as your wife. But just to know, this will never happen. No way. In this life and in another life. And Lakshman was so struck by those words. He was so hurt. And but she was considering Sita to be so upset. And he said, all right, I will go after him and I will give you protection. And he made a magic circle around the cottage with mantras and said, don't step out of this circle until we come back. So he went after Ram. Meanwhile, Ravan, who was looking the whole thing, came as Tridandi sannyasi, give some bhiksha with his bell.
Bhiksham dehi,
Bhiksham dehi. Yeah. Sita heard a plea from some Tridandi sannyasi. She came out. Please give me some alms. And she actually prepared something and wanted to give to him, but she came to the edge of the circle. Can you take it? And Raman was looking and said, yeah, please, just step out. Sorry, I cannot step out. Lakshman told me that I cannot go out of the circle. And Ravan said, you know who I am? I'm a sannyasi. I have so big power. If you don't step out and give me alms, I will curse you and Ram and Lakshman and your whole family. So you choose. So she was afraid, it was sannyasi, and she stepped out. As soon as she stepped, Ravan revealed himself, and he really was, and he kidnapped her. While they're escaping, they were going with some viman, some flying object, what is the word?
Airplane.
Airplane. And at one point, Jatayu, a vulture who was a big Ram Bhakta, attacked Ravan. He even struck him a few times that Ravan lost his consciousness. He was so strong. But ultimately, Ravan took his sword and cut Jatayu's wings, and Jatayu fell down. And thus Ravana killed him. So, when that happened, Ravan took Sita away. Ram came back to the cottage and he was looking. Oh, Sita, Sita. Sita is her name. Sita is vocative case. So he was calling her, Sita, Sita. All this happened while Shiva and Parvati entered Dandakaryana forest. And Shiva was looking at Shri Ram, who was wandering through the forest, and said, Sita, where are you? Where are you? And he was just so touched by the whole pastime that he started to cry in ecstasy. Shri Parvati Devi said, Prabhu, why are you crying? And he said, I'm crying because of this nice Ram Lila that is going on right now. You really think that Ram does not know where Sita is? Who is that? This is not your Ram, your Lord. It must be some ordinary jiva. Even I know that Sita is with Ravan in Lanka. What's going on? And Shiva said, well, if you had any doubt, you can check yourself. And she said, I will. So she went to Ram. She was standing beside him, but he didn't pay any attention to Parvati Devi. Yeah, she transformed herself as Sita Devi, the same one. But Shri Ram just ignored her. Sita, Sita, Sita. It lasted for a few minutes, and then Parvati stood in front of him, so Shri Ram could not avoid her. So Ram just said, oh, Mother Parvati, Mother Sati, why are you here alone? Where is your husband? So Parvati understood, oh, he's really Ramchandra, he's really Shri Ram, he's really Bhagavan, Swayam Bhagavan. And she offered her pranam, and when she lifted her head, she saw Sita and Ram everywhere around her, everywhere, in every creeper, in every tree, in the air, in the earth, everywhere. Gurudev says in the lecture that she saw actually Sita, Ram, and Lakshman, all three together. So she again offered obeisances, and when she lifted her head again, she saw again Shri Ram, Sita, Sita, Sita. Gurudev gives very nice explanation about the nature of the Leela. Because some devotee asked him, do they know that Leela is going on, or they are really experiencing all that happiness and pain during Leela? And Gurudev says that actually a good actor during play, he is so much absorbed in his role that he completely forgets about his true identity. So that's the point of Ram Leela as well. So Ramchandra was really suffering after Sita. And Parvati Devi came to her Prabhu, Shiva, and Shiva asked her, so, did you check it? And Parvati said, well, Prabhu, I just believed your words. I didn't do any test, any checking. So, we can conclude that Parvati made two offenses. One offense is that she didn't believe her husband, who is also her guru. And other thing is, she lied to him. So, Shiva went in trance and he understood everything what happened. And he concluded, oh well, Sita was the shape that my wife took form of. That means she took the shape of my mother. So I will not consider Sati as my mother, as my wife, but I will consider her as my mother from now onwards. And he just remained silent. After a while, Sita heard from the forest, people and animals and everything, that her father, Daksha, is going to do big yagya, big sacrifice. And she was not invited. Her husband was not invited.
I think you skipped a sentence, which is that he went into trance and he didn't come out of it for thousands of years. So she was stuck without him. So she had to think of a way, because she knew he was ignoring her. Think of a way to be back with him then.
Yeah. That was the point I missed. Because of that, actually Sati said to herself, since Shiva will not accept me anymore as his wife, I will leave this body to purify myself of that contamination made by my offense, and I will take birth again. So then he can again accept me as his wife. And then we come to that point about her father Daksha, which was actually the immediate cause of her leaving the body, as we know the story. Yeah.
That's the end.
Well, that's all.
Well, that was a lot of details. I didn't even know some of those details. That was great. Good. A lot of action. You have the story? Oh, no. I don't know why he did that. Why he had to leave on the same day. Comment, that's worse. No, it's not auspicious because there's no time to talk about him.
I also have to leave soon because I have a phone call at 11:30, and I need to get ready for it.
All right, so if I just say 5 things about that, because we're not going to do it tonight.
What?
Can I just say 5 things?
All right, you can speak for a couple of minutes.
And you spoke the pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in South India with the Brahmin just like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So
Everybody must remember that.
it's really nice. Yeah, I'll speak about tonight. I'll speak tonight. I'll speak tonight, I guess, for short. I'll be quick.
Yeah, we're out of time. We're out of time.
Oh,
And I'd like to honor.
yeah, go ahead.
Is it okay?
Yeah, please.
Jai, I'll just sit here.
I want to make one request. Translate from Serbian.
Gyanatimandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Jina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpachivascha Kripa Sindhuvyeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So I offer my heartfelt obeisances to my beloved Holy Master and to the Vishal Vishnu Pada Sutsut Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj and to our entire Rupanuga Varga, our guardians, and on this divine appearance day of Sri Bhakti Ballabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, I am bowing to his lotus feet, praying for his causeless mercy. So, Bhakti Ballabh Tirtha Maharaj is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where is he? He's the third picture. Or is that Srila Trivakar Maharaj? I can't tell. He's the third picture. He's next to Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharti Maharaj. They're god brothers, both initiated by Bhakti Dayat Madhav Goswami Maharaj. And Bhakti Ballabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj was the Acharya after Bhakti Dayat Madhav Maharaj appointed him Acharya when he left this world in 1979. And that's of the Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Mat. And Bhakti Ballabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj traveled all over India. He appeared in Assam, and he traveled and preached all over India, and he also came to the West and preached. He went to Badger, and he came to Miami. He actually stayed with Madhavi Didi. Yes. So, very, very, very sweet and soft, mild-mannered, and Srila Bharti Maharaj was a very good cook and very humble, even when he wasn't able to speak because of some dental issues, he didn't mind. He would just cook for everybody who was able to speak. And he would support the mission in this way. So I was very fortunate to have a couple darshans with him, and also to see him every year, because our Srila Gurudev, when we would go to Mayapur for Mayapur Parikrama, he would always stop in his mat. And so I feel like that is significant and reflected their very deep and loving relationship. And so one time I wasn't able to go with the group to Mayapur when the Parikrama left, because we were dealing with some health issues. And so then I thought that I wouldn't go at all because I didn't know how to get there by myself. And then I saw once the doctors and everything was, all my duties were done, and somebody was telling me, go. I'm like, I don't know how to get there. And then I saw one of my godbrothers, and he was like, oh, you didn't go? I was like, no. He's like, well, I'm going. Come on, come with me. We took a boat, and then we took a bus, and he helped me get there. And right when we got to Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, I just saw Gurudev's car leave, and I was like, we missed it. But I still went in, and so we can still get, hopefully, Srila Bhakti-Bal Tirtha Maharaj is still out. And so, in our Gurudev's disciples were very rowdy and rambunctious, and there was no order. But with Bhakti-Bal Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, when he would walk out or into a room, everybody would line up very nicely. And as he would walk, everyone could bow down, they could touch his feet, and then like this. So when I went to the temple, I saw that my God family was mobbing him on the stage. And I'm like, I'm going to wait in the line with all of his disciples. So I was waiting in the line, and when he came through and he stopped at everyone, I bowed down, and then he stopped and he looked at me and he said, he said, you were very fortunate because you have come to the most magnificent place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it was so when you just get this heart, I felt like he saw my whole morning of everything I had to do and how crazy it was, and a little distressing, and then wanting to get to Mayapur so bad. So that was really, really sweet. And another time, he has a temple in Delhi, in Parganj, part of Delhi. And Anita and I were doing some crazy mission, and we needed prasadam, and so we went to his temple, and it was so sweet. He arranged prasadam for us, and he gave class, and he arranged. We were the only foreigners there. He arranged someone to translate for us into English, and he even asked. He said, "Oh, how is Narayan Maharaj?" He just knew right when he saw us. I don't know how, but I mean, pure devotee knows everything. So it was really sweet. So I felt very fortunate to have had his association, not on a very deep level, of course, but don't really understand his glories and teachings, but to have had his affectionate and merciful glance, and very powerful Vaishnav in our Rupanuga Gaudiya line. So today on his divine Avirbhav Titi, his divine appearance day, praying for Gurunishta and being able to serve. Okay, so Bhakti Bala Tirtha Goswami Maharaj Ki, Gaur Premanandi.
Krishna Krishna